Tonight, this day, this Tuesday, April the 23rd, could very well be one of the most important shows and times where you and I have ever spent the evening together. And I'm not saying that loosely. I'm not saying that just to be cute. I mean it with all sincerity. I want to have a discussion tonight on speech, on activism, on what is and isn't allowed. That's all. Tell me what kind of a country you want to live in. Tell me what kind of a country you want to live in. And tell me how you want to live and what is and isn't acceptable. I am telling you, there is on various platforms today, perhaps the best analysis I have ever heard from a show called Breaking Points with Sagar and Crystal. It is, in my book, absolutely, positively perfect in explaining my belief in free speech. I live in a world of idiots, with the exception of my beloved wife, who is the only person I think on this planet who is not she's not my signatory. She doesn't endorse everything I do. There are some things I've said that we disagree with. It's never well, first of all, it's rare, but it's not mean. But if she doesn't agree with what I'm saying, she'll say it. And sometimes I will disagree, not really disagree, but I'll have a different way of looking at it. And what we are seeing right now that is going on regarding the debate is destroying the debate regarding Israel and Palestine and colleges, is destroying us. Has nothing to do with what's happening in Gaza. Nothing to do with it. It's what's happening to us. We are destroying ourselves. We are children. We are idiots. We are nincompoops. We are fools. And the talk radio world is the most gutless, spineless, ballless, atesticular. If they do have any testicles, they are BB-like nymph sacks. These are gutless wonders who, per usual, have absolutely no understanding of the bigger picture. They can't sort out different things simultaneously. They can't do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends, get ready for this one. We are going to have at it. We are going to go at this full throttle. Do you hear me? Full throttle. Now, before we begin, because this is a commercial venture and we are not communists, capitalism is our middle name. I want to start off by saying I want you to pay close attention to our great sponsor, our folks at preparewithlionel.com. I'm going to make this very, very simple. If you think emergency food is a good idea, you will go to preparewithlionel.com and you will save $50 on a 4-week emergency food kit. And if you think you can do anything even remotely similar to this by what you have in your cupboard or your larder, or if you can come up with any deal as good as a 4-week emergency food supply like this, over 2,000 calories a day, 16 varieties of food, up to 25 years shelf life, you can read this. You're going to go to preparewithlionel.com and you're going to see for yourself this makes complete and total sense. If you don't think that emergency food is a good investment, it's up to you. If you don't think that being prepared for God knows what makes no sense, it's up to you. But if you're smart, and I know you are, you will go to preparewithlionel.com now. Okay? Actually, after the show. Now, let's begin with this, dear friends. Do you or do you not believe in this thing called the ability to speak? I want you to see what's happening right now. I want you to see what's happening. I want you to see what is happening and pay close attention to this. You are not going to see it. One of the worst provocateurs of this nonsense is Piers Morgan, who has on, he gets like drunks they're not drunk, but I mean, it's like going into a bar fight and getting people and pushing them together. And he sits back and he has these obnoxious, with the exception of Crystal, by the way, who did a wonderful job. I cannot say enough to you, my friends. I am hopeful. I am hopeful for the variety. I want you to. I hope you're watching this. The hill, the rising, the spring, whatever the hell it was on the hill. That thing is just Brianna. She's trying to hold her own. She's got this guy, Robbie, who has no guts. This guy doesn't. This guy wouldn't say shit if he had a mouthful of it. Remember that expression? He doesn't have sense to pour piss out of a boot or a window to throw it out of. This guy just does. He wants to play it safe. He's no time for that. Breaking points. Superior. Now, let me see if I can explain something to you in a way that may help as well. I am an absolute purist when it comes to this. Let me explain something to you. Short of hitting someone, short of inciting an imminent violent riot, you can say anything. Do you hear what I'm saying? Anything. Anything. What is it? Anything. It can make me weep. It can make me cry. It can make me feel bad. It can make me feel, a lot of things. So what? I am a man. I can take it. I can just go someplace else if I don't like what you're saying. I don't know how difficult this is for people to grasp. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't know. I really don't know what the big deal is. I don't get it. I don't know what people are so upset about. This is a free country. Say what you want. Now, I have been through the ringer with this president. I have been through the ringer. I cannot tell you. I learned how these folks work, and what they do is this. They get somebody or something or some aspect of something that you think or they allege you believe in. And they associate you with that group of people. And they will then put the burden on you to try to extricate yourself from the connection that's being made. And that's what's going on. Most people are not and have not been anywhere near any of the campuses. You're going to see people who are going to have pup tents, by the way, paid for most probably by Soros. Expensive tents and the like. You're going to have people saying terrible stuff. You're going to have Barney Crackhead. We'll talk about this. Alec Baldwin found this out. Now, his stories are different. We'll talk about this. You're not going to bring in the National Guard to a college campus. You want another Kent State? Bring in the National Guard for what? For what? But they're saying some terrible things. Okay. Who's terrible? So whoever says something that's terrible, you want to shut down speech? This is I'm wasting my time. And these spineless talk radio. They live in the world of free speech. And you would think these are the same people who look the other way when it comes to Julian Assange. They're the worst. They're the worst. They're gutless. And this is why they're through. They're finished. Let me tell you something I've been listening to lately. Breaking points, phenomenal. Piers Morgan, hack. Hack. He just wants people to yell. He wants clicks. That's all he wants. Okay. You'll learn nothing from him. Nothing. Nothing. He's meat and potatoes. No shit Sherlock. Says nothing of any importance. Doesn't go on a limb. Tries to be. It's just look. God bless you. It's a work. Okay. Joe Rogan and Tucker. Have you been watching this? Interesting chemistry. Joe's pissed. I like this. He plays it safe. He goes after Barry Weiss. This is Tucker. Tucker doesn't believe in Darwin. Tucker's having a ball. Tucker's having a ball. I think sometimes he's saying things I don't necessarily agree with it, but so what? I don't even know what that means. It's like go to a restaurant, your favorite restaurant. You like everything on the menu? No. You like a few things, but it's your favorite. I love free speech. I love ideas. I love argument. I love people who say things. I like ribald riposts and rebarbative contumacy, and I love anger, and I love free speech. And if I don't like something, I turn it off. I go the other way. It's that simple. We get to this Trump trial. We got a president who's being told a gag order. He can't say anything. I was going to talk about this cluster, which is the worst. This is the worst trial. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. He's got a good lawyer. I like him. But I want to talk to you about something which is really important. And here I am. I want you to understand something. I want you to watch this. We watched this morning. We had a ball. Barney Crackhead. Did you see? Did you see this one? Did you see this? I'm sorry, Crackhead Barney or Barney Crackhead. This is a professional provocateur. Says horrible, terrible things. She's called an anti-Israel agitator. Crackhead Barney. This is just whatever it is. She's a lunatic, crackhead Barney. She yells at everybody. She just whatever it is. Okay. So what? So what? Everybody say it with me. So what? So what? So what? So what? Now let's talk about this one. Alec Baldwin almost did it perfectly today when we got the chance to review this. And let's do it again today, shall we? It was terrific because you love kind of like breaking it down a la Zapruder stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun. Let us look at this one, shall we? Let us look at this morning's version. This is our take, our version of this. Nah, I like this one here. Now I'm going to go back here. I like this. I like that. I'll give you that one. Technically, this is a little bit better, but you can't see it. So this one will have to do. We'll do this. This is Alec Baldwin, who was at some place, some coffee shop. Now, first of all, I don't know why he was there. I don't know why Barney Crackhead was there or whatever. I don't know. Crackhead Barney, excuse me. I don't know. I don't understand. Whatever it is. You would think he's been through so much. You would think, if anything, the real me says that this was a work. This was arranged. Somehow they figured out when he's going to be there. Somehow Crackhead Barney figured out when he'd be. Now, let's watch this. And let's go through this very carefully. And let's see who makes a mistake. Is anybody committing a crime? Is anybody violating the law? Who's right? Who's wrong? Who handled it best? What do you think? Let's look at this very, very carefully, shall we? And please, I have tried to expurgate those portions of this that are deemed scatological and coprolalic.
Alec, can you please say free Palestine one time?
Now, Alec here is apparently on the phone. And by the way, Alec, thank you for talking on the phone and not doing, this thing when you talk. I hate that. Thank you for holding it up to your ear and getting all of the radiation damage that phones, deliver.
Why did you kill that lady?
Now, of course, he didn't kill any lady. Killing implies something. It was an accident. And I believe, as I have said to you many, many times, that as far as him being criminally liable, I do not believe there is any evidence of this whatsoever. He had an armorer there. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He trusted her, and civilly liable, different story, because he may have enjoyed some producer status.
You killed that lady and got no jail time?
Well, he hasn't really been charged per se with this. I don't think we're going to address that, and he will not be doing any jail time.
No jail time, Alec? No jail time, Alec. You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec.
Now, Alec has had enough of this. Alec is, by the way, Alec and I are exactly the same age. We are born of the 58 Club. Me, Alec, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince, I think Angela Bassett, some others, but 58 Club. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Alec Baldwin. I'm so sorry. Free Palestine, Alec.
Now, here's this man. This is the guy that to this day enrages me. This is the mask, the trough, I don't know what you're doing that. Look, it's a free country, but it's over. COVID is over. Stop this. Just stop this. All right. That's all I want to tell you. He also has the black gloves on. He doesn't want to touch anything. He doesn't want to breathe anything. Maybe this public service thing is not for you.
Just one time, and I'll leave you alone.
Now, Alec appears to be going to the door as though he's leaving. But oh no. Not our AB. Oh, no. He is going to direct her accordingly.
I'll leave you alone. I swear.
Opens the door. Turns his back. Alec turns his back.
Just say Free Palestine.
And points at the door and says, you see that? There's the door. There's the door, honey. Get out. Now, of course, you're going to be asking the question, what authority does Alec Baldwin have to escort or to remove somebody or to direct somebody to leave a public place? This I do not know. But so far, so good. Alec, I think he's being cordial. He's being polite. He is being courteous.
One time.
He goes, no, get out.
One time.
Call the police.
That's right. And Alec is right. Call the police. Alec is saying, I don't know what this guy's doing. To be fair, we don't know Mr. Mask Man. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what the story is. I don't know if he's involved in anything, if he's calling the police. Who he might say, you know what? I don't want to get involved in this. I have to deal with these crazy people on the street all the time. They don't pay me enough. I'm a barista, whatever the hell I am. Who knows?
Time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. You know he's a fucking criminal.
There we go. Oh. Now, I thought I did my best. I thought I removed that, but I'm sorry. Please, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what happened, and this is what was heard. And there's no place for that. I don't mind being rude, but gratuitous cursing, no.
Come on, Alec. Just say Free Palestine one time. One time. Just one time, please. And I'll leave you alone. Free Palestine. Israel. Zionism.
See, we got that one. Hey, now you know where she is.
Please say it.
Now watch this. Now let me tell you something. This man may be 66 years old. He's got a few months on me. And he might not look like he's in the best shape of his life. But this man's left hand is like lightning. Watch this.
One time.
You see how he feints? He's looking the other way. He's looking to his right. Now watch that left hand come out of nowhere.
Give me one quick.
You gotta hand it to him. One more time. Let's watch this. This is like Zapruder. Back and to the left.
Could you do me one quick favor?
Alec, can you please?
You might say to yourself, did he break the law? Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. It would not technically be assault under the crime of criminal statutes of New York. There was no injury. Some states are different. Some battery is a mere impermissible touching of another against their will, irrespective of any kind of injury. That would be a criminal thing. But no. Now, here is the issue right here. If you were a juror and you had to, under some particular context, either vote in favor of Alec Baldwin or in favor of everybody's favorite crackhead Barney, for whom would you vote? I would say I'm voting for him. Not guilty, acquittal, whatever they charged him with. If at all possible, for him to counterclaim against her for intentional infliction of emotional distress, I would find in his favor. I'm not an Alec Baldwin fan, but in this particular case, I'm with him 100%. Who's with me on that one, huh? Now she has a freedom of speech, but let me ask you something. Did her freedom of speech violate his right to peacefully enjoy his behavior, his surrounding? Do you think so? She has the right to say this. Do I have the right to scream in your ear? No. Do I have the right to say something? Can I be furtive and threatening in my gesture by allegedly and purportedly just merely saying something? Do you think that his rights to enjoy the peaceable comfort of him was that he was being bothered? Now, what happens if you are in a place and you decide, hey, I told you to whatever it was, and you're yelling at somebody, maybe to get their attention. Maybe you don't like something that they're doing. Are you violating their peace and tranquility? How do you figure this thing out? You know what? Let me explain to you. Life is a bitch. This is New York. This is nothing. This is nothing. I think he did the right thing up to the time he grabbed the camera. Why would you do that? Then she won. He was so good, so cool. He's so cool. He almost had it. It'd be the greatest thing to sit there and say, please. It's got to be tough to be one of these people. Now, I'm going to try this again, and I want you to listen to me. And I want you to only weigh in if you know what you're talking about. Do you believe that the police, that the National Guard, that the authorities should shut down the protest, at least going on, the one that's going on now at Columbia University? Do you think that the National Guard should come in, and the police, and shut down that protest? Yes or no? Do you believe so? Do you believe so? Can you believe? Yes. No. Pam says yes. If asked, oh, really? I like that. If asked, hello, National Guard, yes. Would you come in and please remove this? Yes. Would you come in, National Guard, with your rifles, maybe bayonets affixed? Does Kent State come to mind? Would you come in and please get rid of these people? Why? They're annoying us. But they're saying hateful things. What are they saying? Well, they're saying things that are they're causing problems. Okay. Are all of them causing problems? Yes. Now, in the course of a university, have you ever planned or arranged or thought about what to do in case of protest? Yes. Can you tell me, if a protest becomes inconvenient, can the protest be shut down? Think of the greatest protests of all time, the greatest marches, the greatest walkouts, the greatest events. Marching on the Edmund Pettus Bridge against Bull Connor. Did that screw up the traffic? It most certainly did. Did it violate laws? Absolutely. Peaceable assembly? Absolutely. Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, where hundreds of thousands of people were there at the mall in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Do you think maybe they caused a traffic jam or two? Probably. Think maybe they dropped some stuff? You think maybe, I bet you there might be some, I don't know. Do you think that there might have been a problem? Do you think that it caused a discourse? Do you think that there might have been hateful things said? Do you think that this should have been shut down? Do you? Could this in any way be construed as a, dare I say, an insurrection? Does this look like January 6th? Does this seem to you like, wait a minute, this is kind of January 6th? I mean, they're saying things. January 6th people said stuff. Who said it? Some people on January 6th. Well, what were they charged with? Insurrection, seditious conspiracy, trespass. Some of them did how many years? For what exactly? What's the difference between January 6th and what's happening there? And by the way, which group of people are we talking about? Are all the group? Many of us weren't there. Are all of the groups violent? Are all of the groups speaking of something that is threatening and imminently dangerous? And by the way, what if they have absolute things to say where they don't like the Israeli government or the Ukrainian government or the Russian government? Do you think there'd be a problem if there was a Russian protest? If they had hateful statements about Russia, about Vladimir Putin? Hell no. What about Zelensky? Maybe. What about Trump? Oh, absolutely not. What about Biden? Maybe not. But you can't say something about Israel? Why? Well, that's anti-Semitic. Okay. What does that mean? It just means it's anti-Semitic. Okay. If it's anti-Semitic and not violent, are you telling me they can't say that? And who determines if it's anti-Semitic? Who determines it? Well, I determine it. And what do you use to determine it? Well, sometimes people will say, death to whatever it is, fill in the blank, fill in the country. Should you be stopped if somebody says death to France, death to Algeria, death to Israel, death to the United States, death to, should you shut somebody down? Should you shut them down? Should they be arrested? Should they be suspended or expelled? Should their door card not work because they said that? Think about that. Does it? You think so? You see any problems with this? Tell me this scares you. Tell me this scares you. Tell me you're thinking, wait a minute. First of all, why is it that I, number one, am worried about my countrymen speaking poorly about another country when they can say whatever they want about this country? I want you to think about that one again. Think about that one again. People say anything they want about the United States. Anything. And they should. You can say anything you want. Hateful, terrible. It's no good if it's not hateful. If it's so pleasant and so anodyne and so saccharine, it's not even worth saying. It's not worth saying. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying? Good. Now, my question to you is simply this, and listen to me very carefully. I ask you again, does this scare you? What are we made of? You can burn flags in our country. You can burn the American flag. That's hateful, isn't it? That's protected speech. It may be problematic if you burn inside something that might be almost tantamount to arson by the virtue of the fact that it's being lighted. No, this is something right now that is, and let me tell you something. If you go down there and you go rather uptown to Columbia, and I have not been there, and I have no interest whatsoever. You don't understand something. I am the antithesis of crowds. I am the antithesis of crowds, of going. I hate crowds and standing there with people screaming and yelling. I hate faux babies and activists and these people who show up at the last minute and all of a sudden they pretend that they care with their stupid drums. I don't like these people. I don't like these people. I don't like the elites with their schools. Like they think that they own the schools. Like that's my Harvard, and that's my. It's like, oh, shut up! I didn't go to an elite school. And why are there no other schools anywhere in the world? Apparently, maybe just a few who seem to care about this. Why the elite schools? Do you mean to tell me that community colleges don't care about this? Is it just this one? And the more you give them the hard time, the more they love it. The more they show up, the louder they act, the louder they scream, the louder they chant, the more of a pain in the ass they become. It's that simple. You know it. I know it. We all know it. I can't believe what I'm saying here. I can't believe. Now, remember, when you have people like this, you're going to have jerks, idiots, violent people, peaceful people, smart people, dumb people, anti Semites, Jewish people who I don't think could be anti Semitic, Zionists, anti Zionists, capitalists, white, black, female, male, they, gay, straight, trans, every permutation of society, every aspect, every iteration, every stratum of humanity will be there in full force, 100%. And some will be there just for the beer, just for the pizza, just for the fun. Some will look back on the halcyon days like they did with Occupy Wall Street. And they'll take pictures and they'll say, remember how cool was that? Remember when we protested just like mom and dad did? Though probably not. Their parents were probably younger than the 60s, but oh, and the great days of hippies and protesting, and the whole world is watching in the 68 Chicago convention. Don't you understand what's happening? You always err on the side of speech. And here's the best part. If I want to get rid of you, let's say I don't like you. You're a Trump supporter. You're one of those MAGA people. I'm going to get some agent provocateurs to come in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to blame them. So I can, all right, we're going to shut everything down. Why? Well, it was okay until you're, well, they're not with us. Well, they say they're with you. They've got MAGA hats on. Yeah, but we're going to shut them. Well, they're crazy conspiracy theorists, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to shut everything down now. They're with you, aren't they? They're not with us. Well, I think they're with you. I'm sorry. I think they're with you. I think you're making a big mess. I think they're with you, and I think that they're crazy people, and I think we're going to shut them down because they're dangerous, and they can't be. They just can't. We just can't have this because what they're saying is hate. Well, who decides hate? I decide what's hate. But you can hate Trump. Well, that's different. Trump is an awful person. Trump, right? You see where this is going? We used to have this thing in this country where we say, "This is America." You can't do this. This is America. Well, you know what? I don't think that's going to matter anymore. I think after a few more instances like this, nobody's going to care. Let me stop for a moment, my friends, because I know somebody who does care, a man who cares a lot about this country, and your luxuriation. You know who that is. Well, it's time yet again to hail and salute our great friends at mypillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. No purchase necessary. I know, a free gift. Gifts are free. Okay, it's a tautology, so sue me. But listen to me and listen carefully. What are we talking about here? Down comforters, flannel sheets, Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0 body pillows, waffle blankets, couch and recliner pillows, sheets, slippers, percales. I'm not even done yet. Towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, pet blankets, bolster pillows, name it. Items to help you luxuriate and relax. And they're monster sellers, slippers, my slippers, slip-ons, moccasins. Think about it. What do they do at My Pillow? What's their main goal? To make things real soft, plush, real comfy, or comfy as I say it. How perfect. So here's the link right now. Go to mypillow.com/Lionel. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel or /Lionel, or call 800-645-4965. 800-645-4965. And watch how fast our good friend Mike Lindell answers the phone. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, simply and absolutely the best. Isn't anyone even slightly miffed? Anyone? Isn't anyone even mildly upset about anything? Isn't anybody even upset? Why is everyone so quiet? Why is everyone so, I don't understand this. Faye Dalton, tell me the rules of free speech in this country. I have just enlisted you to help. I've just made you our amanuensis, our factotum, our dimbox, our scribe. Tell me, Faye, when is speech to be disallowed? Gracie, Quinn, drummer, Teddy Hoff, tell me. Give me a rule. You can't bully and intimidate others. Who determines what bullying is? What is bullying mean? And by the way, what if you're easily intimidated? What if I say to you, you're wrong? You've intimidated me. You bullied me. That's it? Shut up. Wait a minute. You've intimidated me. How does this work? How does this work? Speech is to be disallowed when you make fun of a minority. Okay, there you go. That's about it. I don't think most people really like my version of this, and I recognize that fact. Everything goes unless violence, imminent threat, or the incitement of such. Anything goes. You understand what I'm saying here? Invisible, smiling Sue. I'm asking something. Esoteric. How about this one? I can tell you that in court, they definitely don't honor free speech. It's wrong on all levels. Absolutely. What they're doing to President Trump is just, and by the way, he loves this because these people are so goddamn stupid that they would tell Trump, you would have given him a gag order? What are you doing to me? What they're doing to that man, nobody even remotely understands. The best legal commentator I've heard on this is Andy McCarthy. Absolutely lawyerly. He writes lawyer stuff, not, the usual, but I mean wonky legal nerd stuff. Really, really specifically nails it. And even he can't answer the question. I can't understand it. What they're doing to him, I don't understand. All my life, I had this idea that the First Amendment was this thing that we just cherished. That we absolutely cherished, and we did everything in our power to allow it. It just never, everything. We stood for journalism, except in the case of Julian Assange. And the Anarchist Cookbook, great case, where we said, but this is a book that tells you how to kill people. So what? So what? There was a time in this country when you couldn't involve yourself in obscenity. That we had fighting words, and then you couldn't put a crush scene on courthouses because it was a violation of the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause and Church and State. And I was one of the only people who said, you know what? I would rather err on the side of free speech. Yes, I understand that one could argue that Establishment Clause is violated whenever you have a government organization that has a nativity scene or a crush scene or, whatever. But I would much rather, if I have to decide, I'd rather err on the side of being able to speak, to speak your mind. We're losing this. And what we also have is a bunch of people in this country, a bunch of these you have no idea. We've got these Rush Limbaugh hack conservative types who say, I'm not going to ever say Israel can do no wrong. I'm not going to say anything. I'll lose my membership cards in the conservative group if I say anything about Israel. You can't say that. Say it. No, they do in Israel. You've ever read Haaretz? Oh, I'm sorry. What if you lived in Israel and you were a citizen, would you say whatever they want to do is fine with me? No, you'd speak up, right? Well, go ahead. Not only that, excuse me, we're not in Israel. We're in the United States. We're not in Ukraine. We're in the United States. We're not in Russia. What's going on here? We're losing our sense of guts, my friends. We're losing our sense of balls. You understand this? I want to sit there and I'm going to sit back and say, not yet. We're not going to pull the plug on this. This is called free speech. What do you think it is? Well, they've got camping, they've got tents. All right. Is that a problem? You see what the Supreme Court is talking about, the criminalization of homelessness? Let me ask you something. You got to ask yourself this question. If they have tents at Columbia or Harvard, what difference does it make? And by the way, this president is so goddamn stupid. She doesn't know. So clueless. You see, they live in a world. This is the part, I'm telling you, this is the part where they have no idea what's going on. I would be able to say, excuse me, I'm the president of Columbia. I have my review staff. And I tell everybody, I want you to bring everything to me that you find. There was something called the Ashkenazation, like Ashkenazi, the Ashkenazation of something or other. And this idiot president didn't know anything about it. Now, here's the real problem that gets me. This is the part that gets me, probably more than anything else. But I'm going to tell you. What bothers me more is that these phony bastards will go nuts if you get a pronoun wrong. They'll take you to a Title IX class where you got to learn about pronouns. And they can't tell you what a woman is. And they're so scared. And if you tell somebody, say, excuse me, you misgender identified like they do in Australia. I mean, I don't know what the hell's happening in Australia. I have no idea. Did you call him or what? You misidentified them, and they don't do anything to protect my rights. They don't err on the side of me just making a mistake. But you tell me some Jewish person is going to sit there and has to take this shit? What if the person said, hey, they called me a name about being a Jew? Well, what are you going to do? They made fun of my pronouns. Okay, now we're going to do something. See, that's what I hate. So I know they're capable of it. They will bounce your ass out of there so fast. No questions asked. You're done. You're finished. You misidentified somebody's pronoun. Get out of here. Oh, so you can do that. Oh, I see. Oh, so you do have balls only when it's a subject matter that you like. Oh, I see. But if it's a Jew, see, that's the part. That drives me crazy. It's got to be the same way. One or the other. You got to tell, you have to tell some, misidentified, whatever, tough titty. That's the way it goes. Why? Because your Hebraic friend over here has to lump it. So do you. That's the way that goes. Period. Oh, and by the way, you should also be able to protest against the pronouns. It's very simple in my world. Everybody gets to say whatever they want. Is there a threat of violence? No. Is there an imminent threat of violence? No. That's it. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If you think I'm going to sit in some place where people are going around yelling the N word or yelling anti-Semitic, oh, no. No, we're not going to do that. No. Here's the thing. If I can stop you from playing a boombox at 3 a.m, I can control not only the volume of your speech, but what's going on. And the best part about it is, you ready for this? This is my favorite. This is the best part. You see, during COVID, when all this stuff was going on, remember during COVID, and people said, hey, because they said, hey, a lot. They go, hey, it's just kind of interesting because, we're having all this remote stuff. And, what's really weird about this is that kind of like it. Yeah. Teachers liked it. Students liked it. Why am I paying $70,000, $80,000 a year? I don't know. What am I even doing here? Why do I have to? Why can't we do this all the time? Why do I have to have dorms and dining halls and all? Well, because of the interaction. Interaction, my ass. If I can, why do I have to do this? Do you think people care about interaction? Not really. They're going to walk around with their T-shirt. It says Harvard. Okay, great. But you're asking yourselves, and I predict this is the end of Ivy League. This is the end. What I mean by that is, 80,000. They're going to say, screw this. That's not worth it. Why? Because when you shut them down during COVID and you shut them down during that business with Israel, it was fine. We went to class. If you said, hi, I'm your teacher, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, let's begin. What difference does it make? Parents having to pay all this money for this. Plus, college is over. The whole notion. Look at these people right now. Look at them and ask yourself, where are they going? These are the what? Did you hear? Do you really, honestly, and I'm sure there's some very bright people there, but do you really think that it's worth it? They have so destroyed the backbone and the guts and the usefulness of these people that they have forever killed the notion of what used to be the idea of, these Ivy League. It's over. It's done. It's finished. You understand that? Did you see the latest ones where Biden says, I'm not going to debate Trump because, well, the institution of debating, this lying coward. Can you believe this? I think I told you this before, my friends. I think I told you this. I'm going to say it one more time. There's 196 days until the election. 196 days. How do you like that? How do you like that? It's very scary time. All right, my friends. So that's it. I want everybody to have a great and a glorious night. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Did you have fun tonight? Remember, breaking points. Love it. Love it. Crystal and Sagar, aces. Aces. Love it. Listen to people, try to get an opinion you don't hear. Listen to what's going on. Listen to what's going on. And by the way, if you want to hear what's going on, maybe you don't. If you want to hear what's going on in Gaza, you're not going to hear it on American TV. You're not going to hear it on cable news. You ain't going to hear it here. No. As far as they're concerned, everything's great. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. If you want to find out what's really going on, you have to go elsewhere. That's why the end of cable news is over. Sock puppet media are over. This is it, my friends. This is it. Where we are right now. This is it. And also listen to some great stuff with Joe and Tucker, and Judge Knapp is doing excellent work. I'm telling you right now, Max Blumenthal, I've never heard anything like this ever. Aaron Mate, even Katie Halper, all these people. Jeffrey Sachs, Colonel McGregor, Scott Ritter. It's just, where do you hear this? You're not going to hear this on, and even Norman Finkelstein. This guy was a DB Cooper. He was nowhere to be found. Nowhere. He was just forget it, shelved, done, finished, through, and now. Listen to every opinion you can. That's the only way you'll know the truth. If you only listen to one side, forget it. Unless you're afraid of hearing both sides, or all three sides, or all four sides. I love you, my friends. I love you. I honestly love you because you are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You are so beautiful to me. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m., my friends. Don't ever change me that sincerely. Until then, remember these words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. That day.